Alright guys, this is my first generation Chevy Astro that I'm having to replace the water pump because it's making some level of noise that I need to address. I've had this van for maybe 15 years now and never really had a problem until recently when it started making water pump noises. And also, after checking this part right here, you can kind of tell that there is a little bit of play that's coming from the actual water pump, because I move it right here. I can feel it kind of like being a little bit loose, not loose as in if it's gonna fall out, but the actual water pump piece inside of it seems to be like making that little movement there. And this is for the 4-cylinder 2.5 liter engine, the Iron Duke. This particular model came with AC, and I'm just trying to get prepared, and let's go ahead and listen to it. Here is the sound of the bad water pump. As you can hear it, kind of like how it's running right there. That's basically the sound that I'm getting when the van is on idle. And I was able to diagnose it to the water pump because everything else seems to be just fine, and the sound coming directly from the internal components of the water pump. And I'll let you listen to it so you can kind of figure out what the sound actually, you can hear the actual malfunction in the water pump there. I'm also gonna turn it off real quick so I can show you guys how the bracket for the alternator is mounted over here. Alright, and making this video for the Astro Vans Facebook group. Someone asked me about the bracket that's holding basically the alternator, and it looks like it's kind of a weird shape, but it is kind of long and looks like a big piece of metal that I might probably have to take off when I address the water pump. But as you can see from this, I know it's hard to really squeeze the camera in there, but it's got multiple bolts attaching this piece to close to the water pump area. And as you can see right here, these are all the bolts there's a couple bolts that go to the bottom near the oil filter. But check this out. So you got kind of like goes through here, it bolts over there, it also bolts right there, and then it goes down to those two bolts that were on the bottom, and the one on the bottom and on top of the alternator. But I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably 6 bolts in there. And it's like a big bracket. I'll see if I can draw you a picture of it, but I think you can kind of like try to locate it like this. It's just kind of like a big C shape, backwards C shape, and it goes down to right here at the bottom. It mounts right there. See that bolt next to the oil filter? Kind of tough to put the camera angle, but it shouldn't be that difficult to find. It attaches right above the water pump, and it shouldn't be too hard to find.